Hi, this is Rajesh. Today we are going to do problems in quadratic equations, exercise 5.2 from second problem onwards. In the previous video, I have explained problems of quadratic equations, exercise 5.2, first one. Now I am going to explain from second problem onwards. In that second problem is, find the two numbers whose sum is 27 and the product is 182. Before we are going to do this problem, one general example I will give you. That is, sum of two numbers is 100. Two numbers sum is 100. One number is 20. And then what is the another number? At that time, definitely you will say another number is equal to 100 minus 20, that is 80. Am I correct or not? Definitely everybody will answer another number is 80. But in this problem, that is, find the two numbers whose sum is 27 and the product is 182. Here they did not give one number. If they give one number, definitely we can easily find another number. So that only we need to assume let x be the one number. Automatically another number will become 27 minus x. Because if you add x and 27 minus x, you will get 27. Isn't it? So that only here we need to assume that x be the first number. Then automatically second number will be 27 minus x. So first we will write given data, that is given information. Sum of two numbers is equal to, sum of two numbers is equal to 27. Product of those two numbers, product of those two numbers is equal to, those two numbers is equal to 182. I got into problem. Now let x be the first number. Let x be the first number. First number. So second number is equal to, second number is equal to 27 minus x. If you add x and 27 minus x, you will get 27 only. Like that we need to assume first number is x and the number is 27 minus x. So according to problem, product of those two numbers is 182. Now x into x minus, x into 27 minus x is equal to 182 according to problem. According to problem, sum of two numbers is 27 and the product of these two numbers is 182. Now if you multiply x into 27, 27x, plus into minus, minus x into x, x square is equal to 182. You need to get 182 before is equal to, at that time, 27x minus x square minus 182 is equal to 0. Now we can write this one as multiply with this equation with minus, you will get x square minus 27x plus 182 is equal to 0. When you multiply with minus, plus 27 will become minus 27x, minus x square will become plus x square, minus 182 will become 182. So is equal to 0. It is in the form of quadratic equation. Now we need to find roots of a quadratic equation. Automatically those two roots will be the required numbers for our problem. See here, while we are going to find roots of a quadratic equation, first we need to take first number and last number we need to multiply. So if you take first one x square and the last number 182, we need to multiply these two. We will get 182 x square, 182 x square. If you multiply, we need to get 182 x square. When we add two terms, sum should be equal to minus 27x. So that only first find the numbers, two numbers. The product should be equal to 182 and the sum should be equal to minus 27. If you include x, then we will get required things, that is minus 27x and the product is 182x squared. So here if it is less than 100 means we can easily find factors, but it is more than 100. Now if you want to find those two numbers or terms, so first find prime factors of 182. See, what is the least prime number? 2. So if you divide 182 with 2, in the quotient you will get 91. Once again, can you divide this number with 2? No. Next we have to go for another prime number, that is, can you divide this number with 3? No, we can't divide with 3 also, because sum of the digits is not divisible by 3. Therefore, 91 is also not divisible by 3. Next we have to go for another prime number. What is that? That is 5. Can you divide this number with 5? No, we can't divide. Why we can't divide? If a number is divisible by 5, then its unit digit we must get 0 or 5. There is no 0 and 5 in this. Next we have to go for another prime number, that is 7. So if you divide 91 with 7, what will you get? You will get quotient 13, because 13 sevens are 91. We all know that. Now here you will get 13. Now it will go once. See, for 182 factors are, prime factors are 2, 7, 13. See, we need to, when we multiply, we need to get 182. When we add, we need to get minus 27. So here 182x square we can write as 2 sevens are 14 into 13. What will you get? You will get 182. If we add, we are getting 27. But we need to get here minus 27. So that only here 182x square we can write as product of two terms, that is minus 14x and minus 13x. See here, if you multiply, we will get 182x square. If we add, we will get minus 27x. Now x square minus 14x minus 13x plus 182 is equal to 0. So from these two, if I take x is common, x minus 14. From these two, if I take minus 13 is common, x minus 14 is equal to 0. Once again, what is a common term in these two? X minus 14 is common. X minus 14 into x minus 13 is equal to 0. Now x minus 14 is equal to 0 or x minus 13 is equal to 0. Now x is equal to 14 or x is equal to 13. See, therefore two numbers are 13 and 14. Therefore two numbers are 13 and 14. If you add these two, sum is equal to 27. If you multiply these two, product is equal to 182. If you assume x is 13, automatically another number is 14. If you assume x is 14, automatically another number will become 13. Okay, see this one. Next one, third problem. Find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 613. Find two consecutive positive integers whose sum of whose square is 613. See here, we need to find two positive consecutive integers. Consecutive integers means continuously they will come. See here, if you take 2, what is the consecutive integer for this one? 3. If I take 3, what is the consecutive number? Next number, that is 4. Like that, in this problem, find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose square is 613. That is the given problem. See in this, first of all, we have to assume two consecutive positive integers. If you assume one consecutive positive integer, automatically if you add plus 1, then you will get next consecutive integer. So that only here I am assuming, let us consider let us consider two consecutive positive integers. Two consecutive positive integers are x and x plus 1. X and x plus 1. Suppose if x is equal to 5, then x plus 1 will become 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. So x is equal to 7, x plus 1 will become 8. So that only here we need to assume two consecutive positive integers are x and x plus 1. Next, sum of whose squares is 613. Now sum of whose squares is equal to 613 in the problem. So here sum of according to the problem we can write as sum of squares of two consecutive positive integers is equal to 613. Now this is the statement. If you write in the expression form, it will become x square plus x plus 1 whole square is equal to 613. Now x square, here x plus 1 whole square, it is in the form of a plus b whole square. So a plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now here x square plus, for this one x square plus 1 square means 1 plus 2 into x is equal to 613. So this one we can write x square plus x square, 2x square plus 2x plus 1. You need to get 613 before is equal, it will become minus 613. So here 2x square plus 2x minus 612 is equal to 0. Now from each and every term we can take 2 is common. After that, when you take 2 common, if you send after is equal, it will become 0 by 2. 0 by 2, 0 by anything, we will get 0 only. So this can be written as x square plus x minus 306 is equal to 0. Now here it is in the form of quadratic equation. So we need to find roots of a quadratic equation. We all know that prime factorization. We can find roots of a quadratic equation by using factorization. At that time, take first term and the last term, we need to multiply. See, that is x square into minus 306. If you multiply, you will get minus 306 x square. See, if you multiply two terms, we need to get minus 306 x square. If you add those two terms, we need to get plus x. So first of all, find the prime factors of 306. So here we can divide it into 2. It will become 153. Next, take, can you divide this number with 2? No. Next we have to go for another prime number, that is 3. Can you divide this number with 3? Yes. Sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So next, can you divide this number with 2 prime number? No. Next we have to go for another prime number. Yes, we can do. So here 50, when you divide 51 with 3, quotient is 17. Now here, see here, 2 into 153, we are getting 306. But if you add, we need to get plus x. So at that time here, required factors for the condition is 2 3s are 6, 6 3s are 18, 18 7s are 306. But here we got minus 306 x square. See, when we multiply two terms, we need to get minus 306. When you add those two terms, we need to get plus x. At that time, between two terms, one term should be positive, another term should be negative. Then only the product is negative. Plus into minus, minus, minus into plus, minus. So that only here result is product is minus. So one term should be negative and the term should be positive. At that time, which term should be positive, which term should be negative means this middle term decides. See here, 2 3s are 6, 6 3s are 18. So 18 into 17 we are getting 306. But we need to get minus 306. So here 18x, 17x satisfying 306. But we need to get minus. So that only here I am taking minus 17x plus 18x. See, if you multiply these two, we are getting minus 306 x square. If you add these two, we are getting here plus x. Minus 17x plus 18x. Like that we need to give symbols. Okay, for which term we need to give symbol? It depends upon the middle term. Okay, middle term here plus no, larger. For 18x is a larger number. Before that we need to give plus. Now, we need to write this one as x square plus 18x minus 17x minus 306 is equal to 0. From this, take x is common. So, after that, it will become x plus 18. From this, take minus 17 is common. So, here it will become x plus 18 is equal to 0. So, x plus 18, once again, x plus 18 is common. If you take x plus 18 is common, x plus 18 into x minus 17 is equal to 0. Now x plus 18 is equal to 0 or x minus 17 is equal to 0. See here, x is equal to minus 18 or x is equal to 17. In the problem they mentioned positive integers. So we should not take this one. We should not take this one. Okay. Therefore required numbers are x is equal to 17, x plus 1 is equal to 17 plus 1 18. So 17 and 18 are the numbers. See here. Here we should not take x is equal to minus 18. In the problem they mentioned positive, consecutive positive integers. So positive means we need to take, we should not take negative, minus 18. So x is equal to 17 means another number will become 17 plus 1, 18. Therefore the numbers are 17 and 18. Okay. See once.